Stranger names, cars you thought you knew. The Mitsubishi Lancer. Coming up, Lancer facts, model names from around the world, an interesting link between the Lancer and Breaking Bad's Walter White. This Mitsubishi Lancer is the first gen version of Mitsubishi's long-running Lancer range. This car also formed the basis for the Lancer Coupe. These were sold under a multitude of names in different markets, so stay tuned to find out what they were and where they are from, and ultimately how this story links up with Walter White. The Lancer was launched in 1973 in 2- and 4-door sedan form. It proved to be particularly successful in rallies, a claim that it retains to this day. The Lancer served to fill a gap in Mitsubishi's lineup in the small to lower medium segment of the growing Japanese market. 12 models were launched, ranging from a basic 1.2 litre sedan to a more powerful 1600 GSR model. There were 4 body styles available, 2- and 4-door saloons, the coupe, and a rarely seen 5-door estate. The Lancer was sold as the Colt Lancer in the UK and other European countries. In some Latin American countries, the car initially was known as the Dodge Lancer. This reluctance to use the Mitsubishi brand in many export markets stemmed from a fear of buyer resistance amongst those who could still remember fighting Japanese pilots in Mitsubishi A6M Zeros. In the Australian market, the first generation models were initially sold under the Chrysler Valiant Lancer name. In 1976, the JDM models received a facelift, losing the previous L-shaped upright rear lamps in favour of wide rectangular units. The front indicators were enlarged and moved, and new bigger bumpers were also added, and new grilles were introduced. It was this series that emerged in the United States as the Dodge Colt in 1977, Plymouth Colt in Canada. The high-performance Mitsubishi Lancer 1600 GSR was developed by Mitsubishi Motors to further their aspirations in off-road racing, especially the Safari Rally of Kenya. Thanks to repeated triumphs in what was the most gruelling rally in the world, it earned the nickname King of Cars in Africa. Run over 6,000 kilometres of arduous terrain under searing temperatures, the race was regarded as the toughest in the world, and typically 1 in 5 which set off from the start would manage to reach the finish line in Nairobi. Even after production ended, it remained a popular car with privateers right into the 1980s. However, the decline of endurance rallying and the rise of the Group B class eventually signalled its demise. This is just one episode in a new video series. Please hit subscribe for more videos and enjoy this short retro ad break.
The amazing new 1978 Dodge Colt provides more confusion for Mr. D and Mr. T.
You ought to be congratulated, Mr. T.
I was about to congratulate you, Mr. D.
The imported 1978 Colt features a special MCA jet engine for quickness with improved economy. In fact, the new Colt got EPA mileage estimates of 46 highway and 35 city.
Surely it's one of yours, Mr. T.
The amazing new 1978 Dodge Colt isn't a Toyota, isn't a Datsun. It's a lot of little Dodge.
In 1975, the Lancer was complemented by a hatchback coupe called the Mitsubishi Lancer Celeste. There was a facelift in April 1978. Square headlights and bigger, less integrated bumpers heralded the coming 80s. Production of the Lancer Celeste ended in July 1981, and it was replaced by the front-wheel drive Cordia in early 1982. The Celeste was sold in Australia as the Chrysler Lancer hatchback during 1981. Chrysler was rebranded Mitsubishi Lancer in the Australian market. Some of the Australian cars featured had arrow decals on the hood and stripes on the side. These were less flamboyant than on those sold in the North American market. Chrysler introduced the Plymouth Arrow in 1976 as an extension to the Dodge Colt lineup. It was also known as the Dodge Arrow in Canada and as the Dodge Celeste in Puerto Rico. Sporty exterior finishes were offered, such as the Arrow Jetpack, first offered in 1978. The Arrow Jet paint package was an eye-catching two-tone finish, typically in Spitfire orange and black. The entire car was Spitfire orange. The entire bottom half of the car was covered in a solid flat black stripe, with the words Aerojet stenciled out of the stripe on the doors so that the underlying body colour showed through. For 1979, the styling was freshened with the addition of flush bumpers, smoother grille, rectangular headlights and hidden turn signals. A sporty variant called the Fire Arrow was first offered this year, which had special decals with a sporty interior, a 2.6 litre engine and discs all round. The Fire Arrow had one of the best power to weight ratios among US cars at the time because of its light weight. A pickup version of the Arrow was released in 1979, which was also available with a 2.6 litre engine, but they shared few if any parts. The Arrow's styling influence can clearly be seen in the Plymouth Arrow truck and its cousins, the Dodge D50 and the Mitsubishi Mighty Max. The Harry Nilsson song "Me and My Arrow" from The Point was used in television commercials in the United States promoting the Plymouth Arrow during the 1970s.
Me and my Arrow.
Meet the Plymouth Arrows for 78.
Taking the high road.
With a wide hatch and fold-down rear seat.
Me and my Arrow.
Tinted glass, tilt wheel, and reclining buckets. And every Arrow has our new MCA jet system, an air injection system that rates this Arrow at 39 miles per gallon highway.
One of the more interesting options available for the Arrow was a small tent. When the rear seats were lowered and the tent was clipped over the open hatchback, it would allow the back of the car to be used for camping. General Motors would borrow this design many years later for the Pontiac Aztek, better known as Walter White's car from Breaking Bad. I do hope you're enjoying this video series. It would be great to hear your comments and suggestions in the comments below. If you can, please like up this video, share where possible, and please do consider subscribing so you don't miss out on future episodes. And as always, thanks for watching.